evening and welcome to the January 27th, 2026 meeting of the Marion County School Board. It is called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. At this time, I want to introduce Luke Lambardo, who's going to be reading our board commitment statement.
We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first, and we will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you very much. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices and put them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentations to the board are limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding a regular agenda item or matters on which the board customarily takes action, you must first complete a form located in the lobby. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or student disciplinary matter, please complete a lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received to the board clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. The procedures applicable to each are on a separate sheet. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Can you please call the roll?
Good evening. Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1. Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Luke Lombardo, Westport High School.
Here.
Dr. Danielle Brewer, Interim Superintendent.
Here.
Mr. Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
And for the record, Dr. Campbell is on the phone. Dr. Campbell, can you just confirm that you're present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Campbell. Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Dr. Brewer, who will share our inspiration and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us this evening?
Thank you. Good evening. Mr. Rimbert, the area superintendent, will come introduce our JROTC unit this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Good evening, Board Chair Dr. James and school board members. Under the outstanding direction of Colonel Keith Cunningham and Master Sergeant Jennifer Richardson, Unit FL 20021, based at North Marion High School, has a long and proud tradition of excellence. Since its activation in 2002, the unit has earned the distinction of Distinguished Unit an impressive 13 times, including 5 awards as Distinguished Unit with Merit. This year marks a significant milestone for the program as the unit has reached its highest enrollment ever, with 149 cadets proudly serving and leading within the school community. Service is a cornerstone of the JROTC mission. Last year alone, North Marion JROTC cadets completed over 2,000 hours of community service, and they are already approaching this year's ambitious goal of 3,000 service hours. It is important to note that JROTC is not a recruiting program. Its mission is to develop citizens of character, instilling leadership, responsibility, discipline, and service to others. The success of North Marion's JROTC unit is a direct reflection of the tremendous support provided by the school's administration and faculty, whose commitment allows cadets to thrive. The pace and accomplishments of this unit are limited only by the instructor's ability to keep up with the zeal, energy, and drive of an exceptional cadet leadership corps. Thank you to our outstanding ROT instructors again, Colonel Cunningham and Master Sergeant Richardson. Tonight, presenting the colors this evening will be Cadet Danya Charlemagne, who is the Deputy Commander, Cadet Blake Bell, Cadet Ashton Amon, and Cadet Denard Robinson. And we are thrilled to have Cadet Colonel Savannah Ramsdale providing the inspiration and leading the pledge.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to say I'm really grateful to stand here today on behalf of Junior ROTC, our program at North Marion High School. It is truly an honor to have the opportunity to speak before you and represent a program that has had such a meaningful impact on my life and the lives of so many students. JROTC gives countless opportunities for students to grow. not only academically, but personally and as leaders. I speak for everyone in our Corps when I say that we value the opportunity to serve our community, support one another, and challenge ourselves to reach goals we may not have thought possible before joining this program. I have been a member of JROTC for 3 years total now. I'm on my 4th year. And during that time, I have seen firsthand how transformative this program can be. When I first joined, I lacked confidence and never imagined myself standing in front of an audience, speaking with pride and purpose. Through JROTC, I have grown tremendously, learning how to communicate effectively, lead with confidence, and believe in myself. Since last February, I have had the honor of serving as a as the Cadet Corps Commander. This leadership role has been one of the most challenging and rewarding experiences of my high school career. As Commander, I have been responsible not only for leading the Corps, but for setting an example. As Commander, I support fellow cadets and ensure that our unit operates with professionalism, discipline, and respect. Serving as Corps Commander has shown me the importance of accountability, teamwork, and leadership. I have learned that leadership is not about rank or authority, but about responsibility, trust, and putting others before yourself. These are lessons I will carry with me far beyond my time in JROTC. This program consistently pushes us outside of our comfort zones and encourages us to strive to be better, not just for ourselves, but for our peers, our school, and our community. Through JROTC, we learn how our actions matter and how leadership, when done correctly, can positively influence those around us. JROTC is grounded in strong core values. We are taught integrity, service for self, and excellence in all we do. These values guide our decisions and shape our character, both in and out of uniform. They help prepare us to be responsible citizens, leaders, and role models in our communities. It is also important to understand that JROTC is not designed to recruit students into the military. Instead, it exists to teach essential life skills like discipline, respect, confidence, time management, and accountability. These skills apply to any future path, whether that be college, the workforce, public service, or military service. On behalf of the North Marion High School JROTC Corps, I would like to sincerely thank you for your continued support. Your encouragement and commitment allow this program to continue shaping confident, capable, and motivated young leaders. Thank you for your time this evening. It has been a privilege to represent this program and unit. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please rise for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing until the colors have been retired. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, colors. Right, hey. Forward, march.
Please be seated.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming forward and sharing your testimony about JROTC, and then also just welcoming us with a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
We'll be down to take a picture a little later. Dr. Brewer, I believe we have a few recognitions as well.
Yes, and as they walk away, I want to make sure everyone knows I'm confident that the JRTC unit North Marion, under the direction of Colonel Cunningham, will meet the 3,000 hours. So we strongly believe that will happen. But thank you for being here. At this time, I'd like to introduce or bring Ms. Brooke Hutto to the podium. She is the coordinator of our K-12 Fine Arts Department. She will introduce our all-state participants from the Florida Music Education Association. Thank you, Ms. Hutto.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and Superintendent Dr. Brewer. Tonight, we are proud to recognize an exceptional group of students who have earned selection into Florida's all-state music ensembles. This achievement represents the highest level of musical excellence for student musicians in our state and places these students among the very best young performers in Florida. Selection to an all-state ensemble is not automatic nor guaranteed. Students must prepare and perform rigorous auditions that are evaluated at the state level, or for honor ensembles, be nominated for their skills by their director. The process demands countless hours of practice, perseverance, and commitment, often outside of the regular school day. These students rose to that challenge, demonstrating not only outstanding musical skill, but also discipline, focus, and resilience. Participation in all-state ensembles provides students with transformational experiences. They rehearse and perform under nationally recognized conductors, collaborate with equally dedicated peers from across Florida, and engage in a professional level ensemble setting. These experiences strengthen critical thinking, teamwork, leadership, and confidence, skills that extend far beyond the music classroom and support success in academics, careers, and life. Equally important to recognize tonight are the music educators who made this success possible. Behind every all-state student is a director who provided expert instruction, encouragement, high expectations, and unwavering support. Their dedication to excellence, often extending beyond the school day and school year, plays a vital role in nurturing student talent and passion for the arts. Their work ensures that our students continue to compete and succeed at the highest levels statewide. To our students, we commend you for representing your schools, your families, and district with pride. Your accomplishments remind us why the arts are an essential part of a well-rounded education and why continued support for music education matters. These students performed this past week at the Florida Music Educators Association Conference, their All-State and Professional Development Conference in Tampa. Congratulations to our Florida All-State musicians and their directors. We are incredibly proud of you. At this time, we will call up each student to be recognized. Students, please walk in the front of the stage in this bottom area down here, and once we have everyone in place, we're going to take some pictures. Catalina Colon from Dr. N.H. Jones. Ava Constable, Dr. N.H. Jones. Charlotte DeVilling from N.H. Jones. Noah Rollins from Dr. N.H. Jones. And Liam Sylvester from Dr. N.H. Jones. All 5 of these students were part of the elementary ORF ensemble. Silas Jackson from Howard Middle School, part of the middle school all-state band. Samuel Drada Marta from Howard Middle School, part of the middle school all-state band. Isabella Valiente from the middle school treble chorus from Howard Middle School. Erin Chen from Howard Middle School, also part of the middle school treble chorus. Tenley Davis from Howard Middle School, part of the middle school treble chorus. Aida DePaula from Bellevue High School, part of the high school concert chorus. Aaron Lowe from Forest High School, part of the high school concert chorus. Kirsten Klaus from Forest High School, part of the high school reading chorus. Isaac Jovel from Westport High School from the high school reading chorus. Luke Lombardo from Westport High School, part of the senior high school tenor bass chorus. Shelby McDonald from Bellevue High School, the senior high school soprano alto chorus. Kamaya Walker from Westport High School from the senior high school soprano alto chorus. Camilla Kovac Arbenois from Bellevue Middle School, part of the 7th and 8th grade honor band. Sienna Rezer from Bellevue High School, part of the high school honor band. And Liam Jones from Forest High School, part of the high school honor band. Again, congratulations to all these incredible All-State musicians for doing Marion County proud and representing us well at All-State ensembles.
And everybody stay put, and we're going to come down and take some pictures.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Once they take some student photos, if any of our directors and principals want to join, please come on up as well. Yes.
I came too close. No, I didn't. I got it. I just got the podium. I know. I got the podium. Oh. Yeah. So I go to the side. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Big smile. Yep, everybody's looking right here. And 1, 2, 3, couple more. And other cameras. Go for it.
N.H. Jones. Right here. Good. What I got here.
All right, take a second. Wish me luck.
All right, you got it. All right, you'll get it for Facebook.
Can you get it? I'll send it in the group chat. Yeah, send it to me. There we go. Oh, this is great. Okay.
Oh, we may have to zoom out.
I'm done. So everybody turn this direction. There you go. Here we go. I can get everybody in 1, 2, 3, couple more. And say music. All right. So you have your camera
Can I
right
get
here.
One? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I know. I'm excited.
No, yeah. They left, I guess. I don't know. I asked Miss Connor. She said, you know, they leave?
Oh, no, I think they left.
Yeah.
It was just her and Earl.
Everybody, like, get me out of here. Oh. You ready?
Well, those were some wonderful recognitions. It's always a pleasure to have students at our board meetings to open our work and remind us why we are here every single day. So we're grateful for that. I will turn it over to Dr. Brewer.
Thank you, Chair. I recommend approval of the agenda for the January 27th, 2026 school board meeting with the materials in the board packet, those materials distributed to board members at the meeting, and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting, with the exception of items D19.1, D19.2, D19.3, D19.4, D19.5, and D19.6 that have been placed under discussion regular agenda items.
May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Ms. Martinez-Young, please provide the proof of publication for tonight's school board meeting.
The notice for the January 27th, 2026 school board meeting ran in the Ocala Gazette on January 16th, 2026. The proof of publication has been attached in board docs under proof of publication.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young, and we're going to take a quick pause because ROTC is back, and we're going to take a brief picture with ROTC before we go into the approval of our minutes. Thank you.
Can we do 2 rows? Is that possible? Good. That works so much better. And I love the gloves. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, couple more. And I'm good. Right here. Good.
All right, thank you for allowing that brief interruption. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the December 18th, 2025 administrative briefing and work session?
So move.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. The school district used a construction management delivery method, including a guaranteed maximum price, or GMP, to perform construction work on the following projects. There were unused funds on the project. Since these projects were delivered using a construction management delivery with a GMP format, unused dollars, regardless of the item, are returned to the owner. The unspent monies will be returned to the owner via change order, which will close the financial books on these projects. The superintendent or designee has signed and approved the change order. Per Board Policy 6345, the superintendent or designee is authorized to approve and execute any construction contract change order that will increase the construction contract by $25,000 or less, or that will decrease the construction contract amount, provided that approval shall be in her judgment in the best interest of the board. Such change orders shall be binding upon execution by the superintendent or designee. The superintendent or designee shall report each change order that she approved to the board at the board meeting that follows her approval. The superintendent or designee's approval of the change order shall be entered into the official minutes of the board meeting. I will read off a few here and then total them up at the end. Item 7.1, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for the kitchen HVAC upgrade at Bellevue Middle School, change order number 2, work authorization number 5, project 24-112. The deductive change order on this item is $4,445.61. 7.2, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for the shade structure replacement at Hillcrest School, change order number 1, work authorization number 2, project 25-116. The deductive change order on this item is $65,760.14. Item 7.3, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for Osceola Middle School Improvement Building 1, change order number 3, work authorization number 10, project 25-115. The deductive change order on this item is $541,930.12. Item 7.4, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for remodel of the West Bay area into an HVAC and welding industrial lab and classroom space at Marion Technical College. Change order number 2, work authorization number 7, project 24-129. This deductive change order on this item is $2,881.10. The total amount of unused funds is $615,016.97. That concludes our informational items. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one speaker.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Good evening, Attorney Powers. Please explain the rules governing persons who wish to address the school board this evening.
In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at this evening's meeting, either regarding one of today's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school district. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available from the table in the lobby. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board's clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. This evening, speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board's meeting in order of receipt by the school board clerk. Before you begin speaking, please state your name for the record and spell your last name. Each speaker will have 5 minutes. However, if there are more than 5 persons who wish to speak, the board may seek consensus to limit each speaker's time to 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual notice to complete his or her comments. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Speakers and meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Therefore, verbal attacks and profanity are strictly prohibited. Pursuant to the procedures for public comments, item 6, speakers are not to identify specific individuals other than themselves or their child unless that statement is provided 24 hours in advance. The board is here to listen to your comments only. You may be directed to an administrative staff member following the conclusion of your comments for further assistance to address your concerns. If there are matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, they'll be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised portion of this meeting. Parents may address the board regarding a disciplinary matter at that time. To ensure student privacy, only a parent or guardian may use the student's first or last name. Identifying references to other students and/or their families are also strictly prohibited. A speaker's speech does not reflect the endorsement, sponsorship, position, or expression of the school district. Thank you for your attention to the board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Powers. Ms. Martinez-Young, how many speakers do we have this evening?
One speaker, Mr. Colton Thomas Hughes.
Hello and welcome.
Hello, school board members. My name is Colton Hughes. I'm a student from North Marion High School. I am here tonight to talk about mental health and why we need to talk about it in high schools and middle schools. The reason I think it is important is because it involves students in Marion County, just like that hard day that started Drive for Life that we commemorate every year of the school year.
Elena,
Start.
not showing on mine. It's okay.
And you ask, Mr. Hughes, why do you bring this up? Well, I bring this up to you because just like that car crash that killed those students, mental health, thank you. Mental health kills students in Marion County and are suffering with mental health issues. The difference is those students that have been lost due to mental health issues are shunned or put away. You know, our very own mayor, Ben Marciano, said 1 in 4 people have mental health issues. What I am asking you today is to fund a program or a day of awareness to help students. Just like we do for Drive for Life. And I will say, the longer we wait, more students continue to suffer and even die to mental health issues. So how many lives are you willing to lose till we talk? Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you sharing your remarks. Is that the conclusion of our?
Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. All right, we will move into our public hearings. Transparently, we have 13 public hearings tonight, so sit steady as we run through them. I declare a public hearing. Is there anyone present who wishes to address the board regarding any of the 13 titles for the 13 courses recommended for adoption this evening and that we will be voting on separately? All right. I'll hand it over to Dr. Brewer.
Instructional materials are adopted according to the process defined in State Statute 1006.28 and Board Policy 2521. 13 titles for 13 courses are recommended for adoption this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for kindergarten English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for first grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for second grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the third grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor? Yes?
I think we're on fourth grade now, right?
No third.
No, we're on third
We're
grade.
still on third? Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
So I have a motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Dr. Campbell, did I hear you?
Yes, aye.
Okay. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for fourth grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower, second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for fifth grade English language arts?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the sixth grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the seventh grade English language arts?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Cummings, second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the 8th grade English Language Arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Thrower. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the 9th grade English Language Arts?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the 10th grade English Language Arts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the 11th grade English Language Arts?
So
Motion
move.
to, second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the public hearing for the 2025-2026 adoption of instructional materials for the 12th grade English Language Arts?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower, a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Now on to our consent agenda items. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items C 11.1 through C 16.5 with the exception of items D 19.1, D 19.2, D 19.3, D 19.4, and D 19.5, and D 19.6 that have been placed under discussion regular agenda items.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings, second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Dr. Campbell? She said it? Okay, 5-0.
Aye.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Thank you. Before addressing expulsion matters, I would like to acknowledge that board members have received the alternative placement list for students through December 15th, 2025. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matters?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Then I would ask, may I have a motion to approve the expulsion with services of students JD 26-088E with off-campus virtual learning for the remainder of 2025-2026 school year and the first and second quarters of the 2026-2027 school year?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion with services of student JD 26-092, JD 26-094, JD 26-095, JD 26-096, and JD 26-097 for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the first and second quarters of the 2026-2027 school year?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Now we will move on to our discussion regular agenda items. May I have a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement between the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades, Local 1010, and the School Board of Marion County, 2025 to 2028?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings, second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, do you have information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Our Executive Director over Human Resources, Ms. Morant, is here to provide information on the next two items.
Good afternoon or good evening, Dr. Brewer, Chair James, and board members. On behalf of the Human Resources Department, Attorney Blackman, and the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades, Local 1010, or IUPAT, I'm requesting board approval of the 2025-2026 changes to the collective bargaining agreement between IUPAT and the School Board of Marion County. The changes to the three-year agreement are notated in the document attached to board docs. The members of the bargaining unit ratified the tentative agreement by a vote conducted by IUPAT. The total cost associated with this item is approximately $1 million. Once again, we want to extend our sincere appreciation to IUPAT members, the district bargaining team, and everyone involved in ensuring we were able to settle on the IUPAT collective bargaining agreement. And I'm very, very happy to report that with tonight's approval, we are officially done with bargaining for 25-26. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Dr. Brewer.
Thank you, Ms. Morant.
All right, awesome. Board, I open it up for discussion.
Madam Chair, I'm just glad this is finally over. All of our staff can say that we worked through all of the the little foxes, and glad we got a good contract, bargaining.
Absolutely. And staff's already getting prepared to start bargaining for next school year. So I'm certainly proud of the work that our staff, as well as the unions, have done to collaboratively work together to get these agreements ratified timely so that our staff is getting the raises they deserve. And a lot of them got it even before Christmas, so what a blessing. Any further discussion, board? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the amendment to the central office staffing plan for the 2025-2026 school year?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. Ms. Morant, I believe you have remarks for this?
I do. With this item, we're recommending approval of amendment to the central office staffing plan, exchanging a budget specialist position in grants and federal programs to an accountant one position. The funding source for this is Title I. The second amendment request is to exchange the purchasing specialist position to a coordinator two, and the funding source is general funds. Additional attachments to this agenda item are the board-approved summative central office plan amendments for the 2025-26 fiscal year and the summative school unit allocation updates for the 2025-26 fiscal year.
Thank you, Ms. Morant. Dr. Brewer, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, board, I open it up to discussion. No? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Morant. May I have a motion to approve the interlocal agreement between the School Board of Marion County, Florida and the Town of Reddick, Florida for the use of basketball courts at Reddick Collier Elementary School?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Cummings. Dr. Brewer, do you have information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Usher is already at the podium, but we appreciate this item being brought to us by you, Chair, and we're fortunate that our team was able to work with Reddick to make this come to life. So thank you. Ms. Usher.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Brewer. Good evening, Chair James, board members. This is an interlocal agreement between the school board and the town of Reddick for the use of the basketball courts. It is existing courts there, and the town will maintain it. They will improve it, and they will conduct the safety inspections while we will fence it to separate the campus from the basketball fields. The term of this agreement is for 10 years with 2 10-year renewal.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Usher. Board, I open it up for discussion.
Glad to get it done for the kids.
Madam Chair, this is a prime example of what can happen when our local municipalities are willing to work with us and have just open conversations. So this is a good thing.
Absolutely, and I have to share Principal Manning, Dr. Manning at Reddick reached out to me as he was reviewing the agenda ahead of the meeting yesterday, and just shared how excited he is for his students to be able to have a safe place and an accessible place for them to play. Currently, some of them maybe make poor choices on the weekend and hop the fence so that they can play inside our safety perimeter on the school campus, because those are better. So I, as the representative for District 5, I look forward to working with the town to find some ways creatively we can fund revitalizing the basketball courts as well as the tennis courts in Reddick so that our students have opportunity for safe play when school is not in session. Any further comments? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. And may I have a motion to approve the guaranteed maximum price GMP for East Marion Elementary School interior wall installation project 25-114?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Thrower. Ms. Usher, you're also here maybe to speak to that item?
Yes, this is the, Dr. Brewer?
Go ahead. Yes, thank you.
This is the guaranteed maximum price for East Marion Elementary School, the doors and wall project. This will really enhance the learning environment by establishing those doors and walls. It will also include a single point of access that will be great for safety and security. The school was built as an open concept. This is also the first project that we're using sales tax funds for. So we thank the Marion County voters for approving the half-cent sales tax for schools. The GMP is $3.7 million. The contractor is Osley Construction. And the schedule is from February 26, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. The project will be done in phases, and we closely coordinated this with the principal to make sure it does not impact the teaching environment and the testing dates, and he's quite supportive of it.
Thank you, Ms. Usher. Board, I open it up for discussion.
Chair, I need to recuse myself from this item.
Okay. Any further discussion? I want to say Dr. Pope came to agenda review and was able to actually present this to executive cabinet, and he really has a very thorough plan. And what I am most excited about is many of us, I'm sure all of us, have visited East Marion at one point, but when you walk in right now, you are in the school. There are no walls and no doors in that entire front building, and also the cafeteria line goes right through the lobby. And so this plan is going to create a safe vestibule entrance. It's going to create a more efficient way for students to access the cafeteria. And then obviously all of those teachers will now have doors and walls in their classrooms, which is going to make the learning environment much more appropriate. So I know it's hard to believe, but back in the 70s, there was a really cool idea to just have an open classroom concept, and that's how we got here today. So I'm very excited for this project. Any further discussion, board? All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, motion passes 4-0 with one recusal.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the open gate weapons detection system?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. Dr. Brewer, do you have information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, ma'am. We are excited to bring this item to you for a vote this evening. We have our Executive Director of Safe Schools here to provide brief remarks concerning the Open Gate Weapons Detection System. Thank you, Mr. McFadden.
Yes, and good afternoon. Open Gate Weapons Detection System, we're asking for approval tonight of a $400,000 purchase of these 19 systems that will be utilized at our local high schools. Each high school will receive 2 Open Gate Weapon Detection Systems, including one being here at Bridgeway Academy, as well as 2 within the Safe Schools Department. And these systems will be used to check individuals as they come onto the campus, whether it be football games, after-hour events, graduations. We're going to use these to do a deterrence of bringing weapons and stuff on our school campuses.
Thank you, Mr. McFadden. Board, I open it up. Are there any questions or comments?
I just have one.
Yes.
Chair, excuse me. Excuse me again. Mr. McFadden, I think you just clarified this for me, but when I went through the agreement, on page 26, it states that we have 3 sets for Bridgeway, but what you explained and what it says on page 36 is we'll have 1 set for Bridgeway Academy and 2 will be used for Safe Schools, for backup for schools as needed or for events. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. We just had to have a location for the 2 that was going to be used by Safe Schools. For instance, we had a situation where there was allegations of a kid going on the campus with a gun at a middle school. In that case, the ones that's assigned to Safe Schools would have been taken over to that school, that middle school, and used to search the more than 1,000 kids we had on the campus that we had to do a separate way. This would have made the process much easier and faster and more efficient.
Okay, thank you so much. I also want to say thank you for giving us or providing the opportunity for us to really see this equipment in action. It was just very innovative and exciting, and so I'm looking forward to having them on our campuses. So thank you for your work.
And once with your approval, and once we purchase them, we will actually have them come back, and each individual school will have their own training and an opportunity for the board to come back to those schools and watch it live and in action again.
Yes, sir. There's an intensive training program, that's written up in the agreement, so I'm excited about that because the presentation he shared, really, that's the crux of us getting the most bang for our buck with this device is how if it's used correctly.
I'm excited too. I'm ready to go back to school.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Conrad. Further comments from the board? Board Member Thur.
Thank you. I'll just say that it's a $400,000, line item, and it is an example of just how much more expensive it has gotten to provide safe education, for our students and safe environments. I wish that our safe schools allocation that we get, which we're grateful for, obviously, covered every expense that we need. But that's not the case. And so we're always going to do what's best and safest for everyone that works for us and attends our schools, but it definitely doesn't come for free. And I continue to be, sad for where we are in society that this is even necessary. But until it becomes unnecessary, we're going to do it. We're going to continue to advocate for the funding that we need to do it right. So, and I really, the demonstration was really, really straightforward. The tech is so good. So in that respect, I was glad to be there, but in every other respect, I really wasn't, to be honest.
Yes, ma'am.
So, thanks.
We appreciate you, the board, this administration. We work very closely with, obviously, Dr. Brewer, Mr. Whitehouse, and the rest of the team, all these departments coming together. So like what Reverend Cummings said about community and partnerships working together, this one team, one mission, it's real here at Marion County Public Schools. So thank you, Dr. Brewer, Mr. Whitehouse, Ms. Morant, Mr. Rios Wells, just everybody for allowing us the opportunity to, put it all together.
Thank you. Our student board member, Mr. Lombardo, has something to say as well.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to you for helping to provide a safe environment for our students. And if you have any information on it, I just have 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
The first one is, how will this look from a student perspective as we are entering our campus? And then also for graduations, I know that places like the World Equestrian Center can be very complex and there are a lot of entrances. So just how will it look as people are walking into places such as that as well?
So let's address the students on campus. A lot of working with Mr. Kevin Christian and his team, it's going to be a lot of education. It's going to be a lot of public relations, information sent out prior to the implementation of this process. Students will get the opportunity to visually see, either through video or some type of one-page flyers or something, how all this still works. We know that it's going to be a little struggle and time consuming, and we're going to have to make some slight changes here and there, but the goal is to make sure that we do this rollout and have every student understand the whole process on the very first day that we try these here. Again, working with Mr. Christian and his team and looking at some of the ways it was implemented in different districts, we're going to put together a real strategic and plan to make sure that it limits the amount of time and impact on a student day. Again, the initial phase and rollout will be a little shaky as far as time consuming, but we're pretty confident as we move forward. It's going to be seamless and just a flow that's not going to really disrupt your entire school day.
Madam Chair?
As far as graduations,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You still answer. I'm sorry.
Graduations, it's going to be a different story. We're talking 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 folks coming to these graduations. We're going to have multiple systems set up so that any opportunity for the community to come into the graduation ceremonies, we'll have different stations set up with our safe school staff, law enforcement, school staff to be there to, again, make this a seamless process. Remember, we look at it as football games where some of these stadiums are holding 50, 60,000 people. We know we're not going to have that much of a challenge, but if they can do it, we can do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Reverend Cummings. Oh, sorry.
Madam Chair, and I thank Mr. Lombardo for asking that question, because oftentimes when there's an implementation of something new or different, it breaks routines, and people get antsy and they get impatient and create a lot of ruckus for something that's going to benefit them. I come from that background, and I know Mr. McFadden does as well. It's going to be a growing pain. It's going to be a growing pain, but one of the things I learned in law enforcement is that safety isn't convenient, but it's necessary. And we can see that even as you're much younger than I am, but from when I used to fly before 9/11 and how I fly now, it's the difference. And so it's different going through TSA and all those types of things, but I understand it's necessary for our safety. So hopefully when these things get rolled out, the community and the people that's coming to graduation and the people and the students that's going in every day will see this as it's for their good. So that was a great question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Lombardo, for that question. I met your grandmother. We saw each other and it was like, we know each other from somewhere, but both of us are always out and about apparently, and we're still trying to figure out where we know each other from prior to here, whether it was a school or something. So it's like, she knows me, I know her, but we're trying to figure out where.
Well, thank you for everything you do.
Board Member Conrad.
Yes, Mr. McFadden, I was just wondering if you could elaborate, and the reason I ask is because when I stepped in for the presentation, I had a different visual than what was presented. So could you speak just a little bit to the AI component and that students are not going to have to take off their backpack every single time? And so I think that it is going to be a transition, it is going to be a learning curve, but may not be as challenging as some of us have visualized it to be.
So basically with the system, we're able to set the sensitivity level to pick up something as small as an ink pen or some type of small metal, but we realized that that would require every student to be checked every single day. So once we get the sensitivity level to a comfortable level to where we know that there's not weapons being passed onto the school campus, we'll set it at that. But within this training process and this implementation process, we'll send out information to each student, their families, on what they can and what can't pass through the metal detector. For instance, a Stanley Cup. When I first saw this here, I was thinking there's no way a Stanley Cup is going to go through there without going off. But when you see the process, a Stanley Cup will get through, but not a weapon. So again, it's setting the sensitivity level to where it's not picking up every little piece of metal, but it's picking up enough to where there's a different mechanism that it's picking up when it comes to weapons. Unfortunately, things like laptop and computers, they're going to be picked up. So what the process is as a student comes up with the backpack on, they take their laptop, hand it to a staff member, and then they walk through the open gate weapons detection system, and then they get their laptop as they get on the other side. So laptops, big, huge 3-ring binders, just certain things that's going to trip it and trigger the alert. But as we, again, fine-tune this here and get it down to a science, we'll know exactly what can and what can't come through, making it convenient for our students and staff and visitors.
Thank you, Mr. McFadden. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any further comments from the board? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to reject bid 4165 GM/Ready Mix Concrete Delivery?
Motion to reject.
Second to reject.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. Dr. Brewer, I believe Mr. Rios-Welsh is coming up.
Yes, he's going to provide explanation for the rejection of this bid.
Good evening, Dr. Brewer, members of the board. Thank you. Yeah, this is a standard rejection of a bid. We don't typically see these, but we do see them every now and then, so we wanted to come before you to provide some additional information. So this is for Ready Mix Concrete Delivery Service, and we had several, we had bids that were put out. We put it to our vendor link. Companies can go out, submit a bid if they like. Unfortunately, in this case, we had some bids that were deemed non-responsive, one for failure to submit the required bid documents, and another for failure to comply with the terms and conditions. So by rejecting the bid, this will allow us to go back out and either rebid or negotiate directly with the vendor as we see fit. And so that's where we are with this particular item. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rios-Welsh. Board, transparently, I just want you guys to know we don't do rejections very much. We have had them 2 meetings in a row, but as chair, I wanted to make sure transparently we were bringing them to discussion so that the community could see, seeing as the process after rejection can look like just going directly to a vendor. Is there any further comments or discussion on this item? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, board. We will now move on to meeting reminders. An administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for February 5th, 2026 at 9 a.m. and a board meeting is scheduled for February 10th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. We will start board committee reports and comments with Dr. Campbell on the phone. Dr. Campbell, I open the floor up to you.
Thank Thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me. I just wanted to offer a couple of comments. First of all, in the consent agenda, we approve perfect audits for Osceola Middle School. Miss Lori Hunter does a great job there, as well as Spar Elementary and Miss Jana Graham. Both of them have had multiple years of perfect audits, so kudos to them. Also wanted to say thank you to Lake Weir High School and Marion Technical College culinary students for rolling out the red carpet yesterday for Congressman Fine's visit. It was wonderful and everything went really well. And finally, today's FCA breakfast was wonderful. Thank you for representing us, Dr. James, and for all the students and staff that were present. Just wonderful things happening with FCA. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Attorney Powers, do you have any comments?
None from me, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Martinez-Young?
No, Madam Chair, thank you.
Dr. Brewer?
Okay, thank you. I have a few things, and thank you to Dr. Campbell for mentioning the Congressman Fine's visit yesterday at Lake Roy High School and the FCA breakfast this morning. We also had a wonderful celebration this weekend with Mr. Albright and the tax collector. We believe we're on year 14, but it might be longer than that. But 14 years of the partnership between the tax collector's office and Marion County Public Schools, where our fifth grade students get to do an artwork and then they compete for different awards. So that was this weekend, and it was wonderful to see all of the families here celebrating their little artists. So it was great. Also, our schools are currently celebrating Read, White, and Blue for Literacy Week, and the schools have been very creative in their efforts to make, just bring literacy alive and make it a lot of fun. So we appreciate the efforts from all of our schools. I want to remind all our families that tomorrow is an early release day for our instructors to receive professional development on their school sites, so students will go home 2 hours early. And last but not least, next week, we will recognize all of our school counselors during School Counselor Week. And our school counselors play an instrumental role in all of our students, just like the student tonight, Colton mentioned. They work through mental health concerns with our students. They also are in charge of the academic advising. So they just are, we could not do what we do in schools each day without our school counselors. So we want to recognize them today in preparation for next week. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Lamberto?
I do not have much to say today, but I just wanted to thank you all for making sure that we really are fulfilling all of the strategic plan goals and really making sure that we're focusing on student success, and especially today, focusing on a safe working environment for our students. And then also making sure that we're communicating well to our community on everything that's going on, because I feel that's super important, especially with something as complex as a weapons detection system, making sure that not just the students know about it, but also the parents and the staff and all the faculty. And I just think it's really important, and I think that every time I come here, I just recognize more and more how good of a job our school district does with that, and I'm just appreciative of it from a student perspective. So I just wanted to thank you all.
Wonderful. And we should give a round of applause because we could have a future Gator amongst us because he did get into UF last week. So congratulations on that from a Gator alumni. Board Member Thrower.
Thank you. And yes, the multitude of events that occur on any given week in support of our students and our One Team, One Mission is just continues to be so gratifying and continues to accelerate. There's just so many good things happening. And those of us that were on the board during COVID when we couldn't even be together, it just felt like everything was shriveling up. And now everything's blooming again, and there's just so many great things going on. I am excited to get back up to Tallahassee over the next couple of days. The advocacy and the relationships that we've built with our local delegation are starting to bear fruit in so many ways, and I'm glad that this board dedicates themselves time in the summer, you know, when our legislators actually have a minute to breathe and meet with us in a more informal atmosphere, and then going back up in October as committee week begins, and then for the big banana, which is, you know, legislation is in session right now, and really doing all we can to keep our priorities on the front burner for education. And we're starting to get some interesting movement, especially in our number one priority, which is attendance. You know, we all know if kids aren't in school, they're not able to benefit from all of the things that are available to them. And it's sad when families and students, for a million reasons, whatever they are, most of them preventable, don't avail themselves of school. And we have our monthly truancy court, which lasts all day. And when it gets to that point, it really is heartbreaking. However, there are so many ways to get the train back on the track. And that's what I continue to try to amplify throughout the community. You know, just making one different choice tomorrow can begin to change the trajectory, you know, of your student's life and therefore the success of your family. And I know our legislators hear us loud and clear. There's at least 2 bills that are currently in the hopper. And when we get this attendance and tardy issue much more greatly reduced, we're going to see an even more rapid acceleration of our success. You know, the two just go hand in hand. And I'm going to speak about tardies for just a minute, because we are really getting there with average daily attendance. And schools like Oakcrest that have struggled for so long, they are at their average daily attendance goal every day. They usually surpass it. But the remaining issue continues to be, and maybe our student board member can help us with this a little bit, because a lot of the guilty parties are our older kids. You know, they're in high school now, they drive themselves. Well, it's a few minutes late when you're going through the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts, you know? And it frustrates the principals because they feel like they only have so much control, you know? And it's frustrating to have lines of students coming in tardy, holding coffees, snacks. It's obvious that they stop somewhere else first and prioritize that over getting to school on time. So I hope that we can continue to make this a community partnership and ask. You know, in the old days, a lot of our businesses were owned just by citizens. So if, you know, a student was late to school already, most family-owned businesses knew what time school started. And they probably would tell you, I'm not selling you any candy today because you're already late to school. Come back after school. So I would just like to get creative, because even our Quick Kings, even our Wawas are probably managed by somebody that lives locally, somebody who has kids in our public schools, somebody that would like to hire somebody that makes it a priority to get to work on time. And that takes practice. So I'm going to put the challenge out there. I hope the challenge will be accepted, but it is high time for our whole community, especially our business community, to completely connect how important it is. If you want to make a lot of money tomorrow, you better have people that are on time today. So that's going to be my forward focus the whole time we're up in chilly Tallahassee. And I'm really excited to have the opportunity again to share with our legislators. And I'm incredibly grateful to the legislators that have put forth bills and that are really working with us to help make this happen. It's pretty exciting. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Reverend Cummings.
Good evening. Just a few things. I only had 5, but then Board Member Thrower kept talking, and I got 7 more out of that one as she kept talking. I'm just kidding. This morning we had the FCA breakfast at the Church of the Springs. Thank you to the Church of the Springs and to all of our community partners for that. It was truly a wonderful breakfast. I thought it went very well to see and hear our students elaborating. You, Dr. James did well, and Mayor as well, and the other coach. So it was truly a breakfast that you can see how FCA is growing in our district and it's touching so many kids' lives. The second thing I saw, I want to talk about is the young man that came up, Colton Hughes, that was talking about mental health. I think sometimes people underestimate or don't look at how serious mental health issues really are in our school system, and we really need to be paying attention. I thank the young man for bringing that to our attention as well on tonight, to say that students are dealing with different things. I said it when we were in COVID. Board Member Thor, you remember this. I said it oftentimes that these kids that were coming back to our schools were going to come back different. And here they are. They're now 5 years down the road. They were in middle school or elementary school. Now they're in high school. And they're telling you, the kids are telling you that things are different. So if we don't listen to them and try to do something different and make sure that we're addressing these needs, we could have some serious problems. Third thing I want to talk about is I want to give a shout out to our homeless department. The reason I want to bring this one up is because throughout the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we know that they're doing some great work throughout Christmas and the holidays, but it's days like this now where it's cold and people are, Florida normally has moderate weather all the time and everybody's good, but it's nights like this, this next stretch of nights where the homeless department is still working all the time, and they have to meet some needs of some people that, we may take it for granted. We have a roof over our heads and warm shelter, but there's some folk out there that tonight are looking for a place to just wrap up and be warm, whether it be their car, shelter or something. So our homeless department does a tremendous job with trying to meet the needs of our people, and I just want to give them a shout out. I was over there today and I could see the work that they do all the time, not just Thanksgiving, Christmas, special days, but throughout the year, making sure that needs are being met. We can't do it all, but they go to bat trying to make sure that needs are being met. So I do want to thank them for that. And then today, I had the opportunity to go over to Fordham Academy. Y'all know that the school is named after one of my mentors, one of the people that I think highly of, one of my former principals. And it was a day of giving back because we're talking about the reading, and I had the opportunity to read and record a book for Black History Month. So that was wonderful. I thank the staff over there, Ms. Beck and all of her staff, Ms. Carpenter, all of them for allowing me to come over. I think we've had some other district leaders that have gone over this week, and there'll be some other community leaders that will go over and read as well. It's important. It's important for these kids to understand that reading is fundamental. I know we say that as a cliche, but it is fundamental. And you got to be able to read. And then my final thought, and Board Member Thrower, you did bring this up, about the tardies, about these kids being tardy. And when I think about tardies for kindergarten through 8th grade, maybe 6th, most of that I think is parent-driven. Sometimes I think sometimes the parent have more control. But when they get to high school, when they get to those later middle grades, they get to high school, it's mostly the student. It's mostly the student. So you're right, because I see them in line at Dunkin' Donuts. I see them in line at Starbucks. And I been one of them students. They didn't have Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts around when I was in high school. They had Mr. Donut, and that was way across town. And you had to, y'all remember that? But you had to, I'm dating myself. Yeah, the temptation's always been there. But some of us just knew that you need to be in class on time. So maybe, I'm just thinking outside the box as you were talking, maybe the high schools need to put their own coffee shops and donut shops in their high schools, and there you go, generate funds, and then the coffee and donuts be so good at the high school that the kids were like, I got to get to school early to get me some coffee and donuts from my high school. And I thought about that because when I was in high school, and we would have, this is a long time ago, we used to have summer school, and it alternated between here and Vanguard. Every year it would alternate. And the summer times, Vanguard had a wonderful culinary department, and they had these big cookies that was just so good that you didn't want the lunch, you just wanted the cookies. And so we would make sure that we got there early to get cookies in the morning, to get there early for lunch to get cookies, and that was in 80-something, and they were $1 then. So you can imagine what the price of the cookie be now. So just thinking outside the box, maybe our high schools need to think of having their own coffee shops, and that may get the kids to school on time. Those are my comments for tonight.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, Board Member Thor.
Thank you, because I remember those days, and it was, I guess, it was even in the 90s. It was before the law changed about competing with the cafeterias and federal funds and so on, because I just remember Coach Plumley's brownies in a basket like that, and she would stand out there at a portable city with this basket, and the kids would come by and, you know, buy them, and we sold pickled eggs and, and all kinds of stuff. But then that rule came down that you couldn't compete with the cafeteria. I love the concept of let's just have our own coffee shop. So I don't know, you know, have to check with food service if they can do smash burgers, maybe they can do coffee shops.
Attorney Powers?
There's always a way where there's a will.
There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
Very good.
There's an appetite for it.
There's appetite.
Yes.
Aw.
With the puns tonight. Board Member Conrad.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. And so that added a little something. It was on my list to talk about our visit to Lake Weir High School, but Chef Nine was actually talking about some workarounds for pop-up stands for different things for our students. But there are a lot of regulation, a lot of red tape. So he's working on some ideas. So I hope he's listening tonight, because we've got some really good things to share with him. So with that, I'll lead into, I just wanted to say, and several board members have said it already, but our visit to Lake Weir High School, I just want to say a thank you to Mr. Jacobs and Chef Nine, and I can't possibly list everyone that was just on it for that visit. There was a lot of work, a lot of readiness, a lot of preparation, and then there was also some waiting. And you know, a high school schedule is tight, and so I just want to thank everyone at Lake Weir High School for that flexibility, their creativity, all of the things. It really was a special visit, and we had enough time at the end to do a little talking and presenting about our early learning center that we were hoping to gain some traction on in the south end of town. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for the work and preparation that went into that visit. It was fabulous. I wanted to also talk about ROTC that was here from North Marion right at the beginning of the program. Dr. Brewer, they did a really great job outlining what the expectation was for the presentation of the colors. So I just would like maybe to use that as a template.
Okay.
Because many times you stand up here and you look, there you go, thank you, Ms. Cotter. You look out and everybody's kind of looking for direction, like what exactly are we supposed to do? And she gave such specific directions tonight, it really was wonderful. And they did a phenomenal job and they looked really sharp also. So just thanks. The other question I had is, what kind of projects do they do for those, you know, he's working on 3,000 hours worth of volunteer work. And so I wondered what some of those projects are. I'm just excited to hear because they are motivated, and I think it would be nice for the community to know too, also, all the work that goes on through ROTC. So that's just a question I had. No hurry as they're working through. They may not even know what all they're going to do yet, but I'm excited to hear. I also wanted to say a thank you. You know, we have so many community partners, and we talk about it every board meeting, every work session. We're talking about all the wonderful things that happen within our community, but also in relation to Marion County Public Schools. And so today, we started the day with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And Dr. James, you did a wonderful job. It was great to see you in action. But that event was sponsored by or partnered with Advent Health. And so that was a great partnership, a great event, and it showcased many of our students and our staff members. But later in the day, we celebrated with Thank a Teacher and the Public Ed Foundation and HCA Hospital. And so today was just one of those days where we got to see both hospitals and the work that they're doing to help Marion County Public Schools and getting the work done and meeting the needs of many of our students. And so just really thankful for that. And I actually meant to do this backwards, do it the other way around, because I didn't want to end on a negative, but I got distracted with the pop-up coffee shop. And so I'll just mention this really quickly. Dr. Kimball mentioned we had 4 internal audits today, and 2 of them were phenomenal. We had 2 that were not quite phenomenal. And so, Board, I know that I keep bringing this up. We've talked about it many times, and I did speak briefly with Mr. Whitehouse, and he shared that there's more training going on, but I really would like to see us get to a point where we don't have a lot of mistakes in those internal audits. So anyway, I just wanted to bring some awareness to that. I continue to watch and hope that we're going to see movement as those audits come forward. I know a lot has to do with the time for training and turnover in staff, all of those things. So I don't mean to be insensitive about it. I want us to do better. I want our schools to do better. And so, again, I meant to start with that because I don't want to end on a negative note. But thank you again to everyone, all the work that goes into all the activities that are going on each and every day. So that's all I have, Chair.
Thank you, and I'll bring it back to Reverend Cummings real quick.
Madam Chair, please forgive me. I was just so excited about the pop-up coffee shop and donuts. There was one other thing. I want to thank our board. I thank this board. On last week, we had the MLK activities, and our board participated in all of those activities. All of us were at something from the prayer breakfast to the youth day at the park, the wreath laying ceremony, the ecumenical service, the march, and even in the day at the park, we were there. Our superintendent had a wonderful picture at our prayer breakfast with our keynote speaker, Stuart Moore from West 2 News. And I didn't realize you were that short till I saw that picture. But it was a wonderful, wonderful message. Dr. James, I saw you with your kids out there at the Youth Day. So it's events like that that the community gets the opportunity to see Marion County School in a different light. And I don't know, were you at the park, Dr. Brewer? Were you out there with the Cupid slide and shuffle and all that stuff too?
I didn't get to participate in that, but I was at the park.
I saw you there. So, but I did want to thank this board for being involved in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. So everyone has done such a wonderful and thorough job. I have so many notes, so I'm going to rapid fire through. I'll start at the north end. I wanted to give props to Colonel Cunningham. He does a phenomenal job with his JROTC program, and I will share one of the ways they get service projects and points and hours is supporting Jambalaya, and they do the traffic pattern for the big Halloween event, but then they also spend time working with Mr. Bull and his staff on the planes and spending time really getting their hands dirty, no pun intended. So that was something I knew and you had asked, but we can certainly get all of that information to you. We had a public comment tonight about how to help address mental health, and I think what was so profound about the public comment this evening is it highlights a student-driven, student-created activity that came from a disaster on the north end. So I was not and actually the anniversary of that event is yesterday, so it happens to be my birthday, which is kind of a double-edged sword in my house because my husband was very good friends with everyone who died in that car accident a year after he graduated. And so Drive for Life was a campaign that was created by students out of that tragedy. And so, Dr. Brewer, I would extend opportunity for conversation, maybe on the north end or throughout our school district, with students who are interested in creating a student-driven initiative to address mental health. Because I believe the reason Drive for Life is so profound and impactful to our students every year is because it came from students and is led by students. And I think that's what makes it meaningful. So I would love to see us work on that. I wanted to make the community aware, as I have received communication, and I'm sure the rest of the board has as well, from our agenda item last Thursday about the North End rezoning. Dr. Brewer and her staff are working on a timeline for February and March community meetings and town halls to meet with community. So those dates will be forthcoming, and those will all be ahead of further discussion by the board. So I wanted everyone to be able to hear that. I wanted to also it was wonderful to see many of you this morning for the FCA breakfast. It was my pleasure to serve that board as well and bring that. And it also reminded me when Mr. Congressman Fine was on our campus at Lakeport High School yesterday, Dr. Campbell made mention to point out our In God We Trust posters, which are all throughout our campus. And it just ties into the work we're doing with our faith-based communities to continue to support students from all walks of life and faith journeys as they look for support and what that can look like for them on our campuses. Golden Apple is this weekend, the gala. So I'm sure most, if not all of us, will be there this Saturday. It will be chilly, so bundle up. But we will get to hear who is our final winner in Golden Apple, finalist and winner for the year. I hear, like always, there's going to be some kind of surprise. So I don't know if Mr. Christian is putting on a top tier performance again or not. I get to serve on the Public Ed Foundation board now, but they were tight-lipped about what this surprise may be. But I did have my pleasure of going to my first foundation board meeting yesterday, and that was a pleasure. And I was able to share board member Thrower. I was able to talk about attendance and some of our legislative priorities. And many of the people in that room are headed to Tallahassee in the next couple of weeks, and they really appreciated hearing what's important to us so that as they can integrate those things into their conversations and support the work of Marion County Public Schools. So that was wonderful. I forgot one more thing on the north end. OBS had their sale today. Our north end students were there with Miss Jones, who does a tremendous job, and I believe we sold a horse for $11,000. So that is always so wonderful, and we're so grateful for the work that Miss Jones does to support that program, because truly it is wonderful, and the students on the north end are able to really get some hands-on experience. Regarding tardies, I dare not talk about a coffee shop, but I will say that when I was an administrator at a high school in this district in a not too distant past, you were not allowed to bring in outside food and be late. So you had to leave it at the front desk and collect it at the end of the day. I don't know if that is not still a thing, but if it is not, I am more than happy to adjust the code of conduct accordingly to make it a thing. This board member at least is. So what we did was when you came in late, if you came in after the bell and you had Dunkin' Donuts, you had to leave it with your name and a sticky note, and it would be probably pretty warm and no longer iced by the end of the day, and it would be there for you by the end of the day. So if that's not a thing, I'd love for it to be a thing. That would it really helped curb the issue because students either figured out how to chug their drink before they came in, or they didn't do it at all because they realized they weren't going to be able to eat that warm bagel. And it is very expensive and a waste of money. So that is a strategy that Bellevue High School used for sure when I was there. One thing that I've heard from the community is Camp Kiwanis. The website has not been updated, so I know that we're discussing Camp Kiwanis stuff. But if we have a timeline, having elementary age students, it is a topic of conversation in my circles, and I know that people are interested in knowing what Camp Kiwanis will look like for this summer. And finally, I just want to say I had such a good time at the MLK events. It's always a good time to take my kids. And the church service was phenomenal. It was so good. Our very own Miss Morant, as well as others, were singing. I told them I would pay tickets to go to the Riley to see them perform because it was really, and I'm not exaggerating, it was really very good. And it was just so, the Holy Spirit was alive in the church, and it was very exciting. And so I really did enjoy it. So many good things are happening on our campuses, and it's a pleasure to work with you all every day to serve our community. We divide and conquer very well to make sure that we represent our community and our board. That will conclude our comments for this evening. That there being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn? A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Dr. Campbell has signed off already. This meeting is adjourned at 6:59.